Okay, so have you ever felt that? Just completely isolated, even when you're like surrounded by people, like you're carrying everything alone, a big project, finals, even just, cleaning out the garage. There's this sort of quiet pressure, isn't there, that accomplishments only really count if you do them all by yourself.
Oh, absolutely. It's a really common feeling.
And it can lead to what we're calling phone a friend phobia, that sort of knot in your stomach when you even think about asking for help.
Hmm.
But what if unlocking your potential, getting through the tough stuff, what if it isn't about going solo at all? What if it's really about tapping into the power of the people around you?
That's such a key question.
Hmm.
And it's one we often overlook in our society, which really values that sort of hyper-individualism. So today, we're diving deep into the power of finding strength in others, building a strong tribe and support system. We're going to unpack the honestly incredible impact a strong community can have, not just on your mental well-being, but your physical health too, and even, spiritual growth.
Yeah, our mission today is really to shift perspective, to change that whole going it alone thing into an empowering journey of connection. You're going to discover some surprising insights, practical ways to do this, and real examples that'll hopefully change how you think about what a tribe even means, and more importantly, how you can build one that actually genuinely sustains you. So yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so let's start with that fundamental idea. Why we really can't go it alone. It often starts with that societal myth, this conditioning we pick up, this idea that if someone else helped, well, the achievement isn't quite yours.
Right. Somehow diminishes it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that creates this huge internal pressure, this hesitation to ask for help, even for small things.
Yeah.
Which leads right back to that phone or friend phobia you mentioned.
It's so true. That feeling of embarrassment, maybe even shame about needing help, it's strong. And maybe you've tried before, right? You reached out and got nothing back, or worse, some kind of snarky comment.
Mm-hmm. That definitely happens.
And that just makes you think twice about ever trying again. It's a real barrier, this reluctance,
Yeah.
but it's way more common than people think.
And the cost of staying isolated. Well, it's actually shocking. What's really eye-opening is the health risk. It's been compared to smoking 15 cigarettes daily. That's according to the U.S. Surgeon General, Dr. Vivek Murthy.
15 cigarettes!
Yeah. It's not just a feeling. Chronic isolation, it triggers this persistent stress response in your body.
Yeah.
And that leads to things like systemic inflammation, dysregulation, basically, stuff that directly impacts your heart and metabolic health. It's like a silent killer hiding behind just feeling lonely. And social isolation, is important to note, can happen even if you don't feel lonely. It's about the actual lack of social ties. And that lack is linked to higher risks of heart disease, diabetes, depression. It's a serious public health issue, not just a personal thing.
So it's way beyond just feeling blue. It's actual, tangible physical harm from not having those connections. That's a stark reminder. This isn't just psychological, it's deeply physical too.
Precisely. Which really underlines that point. Humans are fundamentally wired for connection.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And connecting this to the bigger picture, well, this wiring isn't just like a preference. Building community isn't just a nice to have. It's absolutely necessary for growth, accountability, and support. Our whole evolution, our ability to thrive, it hinges on connection.
Okay, so if we're wired for it, why is it often so hard to find our people, our tribe? A lot of times you're saying it comes down to our expectations, these ideas we have about what a tribe should look like.
Exactly. Those preconceived notions can really get in the way of genuine connection. So let's bust, say, 5 common myths about finding your tribe that might be holding you back.
Okay, let's do it. Myth number 1.
Myth 1, instant recognition. This idea that you'll just know immediately, like a lightning bolt.
The soulmate friend theory?
Kind of. But the reality is, it takes time. It takes regular, consistent meetings to actually build trust and strengthen those bonds. Consistency, maybe even thinking of it as ritual, is really key for forming deep relationships.
So don't get discouraged by awkward first coffees or slightly stilted conversations.
Definitely not. You absolutely have to invest the time for that connection to really grow.
Okay, makes sense. Myth number 2.
Interests must match. We often think we need to find people obsessed with the exact same hobbies.
Yeah, like you have to find fellow knitters or board game fanatics.
Right. And while common interests are nice, they're definitely a good starting point. What really matters more often are things like values, character, and purpose-driven callings. Your interests can change, right? But your core values, those usually stick around.
That's a good point. Like people bonding during a crisis, they might have nothing else in common, but that shared purpose or value brings them together.
Precisely. That sense of shared purpose that comes out of tough times can create incredibly strong bonds between very different people.
Okay, so that leads nicely into myth number 3, I guess.
It does. Myth 3. Similar backgrounds are essential. We naturally tend to gravitate towards people our age or from similar places or who look like us.
Sure feels comfortable.
It does.
Hmm.
But the evidence actually shows that shared situations or mutual needs are often much stronger connectors than demographics. Think about during the pandemic, moms from totally different backgrounds connecting on apps just for that shared experience, for camaraderie.
Right, just needing that support.
Or neighbors on apps like Nextdoor, maybe very different people, but helping each other with immediate practical things. It shows that shared vulnerability or a common goal can totally bridge those surface differences.
That really hits home for me, actually. As someone a bit older, I wasn't sure I'd connect deeply with colleagues, 20 or 30 years younger. But during the pandemic, we found this amazing connection. We were dealing with similar financial stress, work stress. And honestly, their perspectives, the millennial and Gen Z takes on things, it was so insightful, challenged my own thinking.
That's a perfect example. It wasn't about age. It was the shared situation and that mutual support that built the bond.
Yeah. Okay, so myth number 4.
Myth 4. Agreement on all choices. This belief that your tribe should always see eye to eye with you, always understand every single decision.
Uh-oh. That sounds unrealistic.
It really is. The reality is that openness and honesty are way more valuable than just constant agreement. Good friends, your true tribe, they can offer that reality check, but hopefully in a loving, non-judgmental way. And those conversations, even the ones with disagreement, they lead to deeper understanding.
Right.
It's not about fixing someone or judging them. It's about being truly seen.
Yeah, it's like true friends help you examine your ideas, right?
Right.
Not just nod along. They might gently challenge you.
Exactly. And you might learn something really important from that pushback. It can actually strengthen your own convictions.
Okay, and the last one, myth 5.
Myth 5. Your tribe will last a lifetime. We have this romantic notion sometimes. And look, some friendships absolutely do last for decades, which is wonderful. But it's also completely okay for your tribe to shift and change over time.
So people come and go.
Yeah, embrace what some call agile companionship. Be open and welcoming to people who enter your life when their wisdom or support is needed, and maybe exit later. It takes the pressure off finding the right tribe or thinking every connection has to be permanent. Just appreciate it for what it is while it's there.
Okay, wow. Busting those myths really opens things up. It makes finding connection feel less daunting. So we've rethought who our tribe can be. Now let's dig into why having that strong tribe is so much more than just comfort. It's really transformative.
It truly is.
First off, the emotional side. Your tribe acts like this incredible safety net, right? Offering comfort, maybe a different perspective, encouragement when things feel totally overwhelming.
Absolutely. They remind you of your strengths when you forget them. They cheer you on. They boost your confidence. And they reassure you that it's okay to stumble, it's okay to struggle, because they've basically got your back.
That safety net is huge. And what about insight? You mentioned they can offer insights.
Yeah, this is fascinating. Others often see our unique gifts and blind spots way before we do. We can be the last ones to recognize our own superpowers,
Yeah, true.
So feedback from your community, it's like a mirror reflecting your potential. But just as importantly, true friends will also kindly point out patterns or habits that might be holding you back.
Oof, the tough love part.
Exactly. And that's a key difference. Friends might tell you what you want to hear. True friends, your real tribe, tell you what you need to hear. And that constructive feedback, even if it stings a little, that's what genuinely helps you grow.
That is such an important distinction. Hard to hear sometimes, but so valuable for self-awareness, for actually making progress.
Definitely.
And this seems to lead right into accountability and motivation.
It does.
Yeah.
Knowing other people are invested in your growth, that's a hugely powerful motivator. Your tribe helps keep you on track. They remind you of the bigger picture, why you started in the first place.
Right.
And they push you gently, or maybe not so gently sometimes, to show up, even when your motivation is just gone, when you feel like quitting.
They're like your personal cheer squad / accountability partners.
Exactly. Rolled into one, nudging you forward.
And finally, you mentioned inspiring bigger dreams.
Yes. A strong tribe has this amazing power to inspire bigger dreams. Just being around people who are passionate about their own growth, who are pushing their boundaries, It naturally expands what you think is possible for yourself.
You see them taking bold steps.
And it creates this ripple effect inside you. It encourages you to go after goals you might have dismissed as too big, too ambitious. Your tribe helps you break free from those limiting beliefs. They help you see what you're truly capable of.
Okay, so we've got the what a tribe does. We've busted the myths. Now, for people who really want the why, let's get into the science behind connection, why it's so vital.
Right. Let's unpack the why.
And we start with something called the helper theory principle. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, this came from Frank Riesman back in the 60s. He was studying Alcoholics Anonymous. And he found that the members who were actively helping others stay sober, they were significantly more likely to achieve their own sobriety goals.
Huh. So helping others helps you.
Exactly. It's not just about being nice. It's this powerful feedback loop for your own sense of capability, your self-efficacy. When you successfully help someone else through something, it reinforces your own skills, deepens your understanding of the solution, and suddenly your own struggles might seem a bit less overwhelming. Your resolve gets stronger. It's this amazing reciprocal benefit.
That's fascinating. It's like giving actually helps you gain. Okay. What about social comparison theory?
Ah, yes, Leon Festinger, back in the 50s. This theory basically says we humans are constantly comparing ourselves to others. It's just something we do.
Which can sound kind of negative, right? Keeping up with the Joneses.
It can be, absolutely. But a good tribe helps you use this tendency for good. Festinger's theory points out we compare, but the deep dive here is how your tribe shapes that. They provide context for the comparison. They help you avoid that trap where you only compare upwards and feel inadequate.
Right.
Instead, a good tribe encourages you to use both upward comparison for inspiration, seeing what's possible, and downward comparison for gratitude, recognizing how far you've come in a healthy, growth-focused way.
It's just about managing that instinct.
Yes, and it raises a really important point.
Yeah.
We have to challenge those negative self-comparisons. Because when we're feeling low, our perception gets skewed. We think we're worse than we are.
And a good tribe call you out on that.
The good tribe helps you challenge that inner critic, yeah. They offer a more balanced view.
Okay. And then there's the social cure theory.
This is a broader concept, really reiterating that strong social support acts as a highly protective factor against mortality and ill health. Full stop. It fulfills a basic human need. It reinforces how essential these connections are for our actual survival and our ability to thrive. It's fundamental, not just extra.
Foundational. Got it.
Absolutely. And there's research backing this up with practical things you can do. Studies on positive psychology activities, or PPAs. They specifically show that PPAs focused on kindness and gratitude, especially ones involving social interaction, lead to significantly bigger jumps in relationship satisfaction and how much people feel their friendships improved.
So being actively kind and grateful within your circle makes the circle stronger.
Literally. It makes your relationships more satisfying, more resilient. It's a direct payoff for that emotional investment.
Okay, the science is compelling. It really drives home the why. So now let's shift to the how, the practical steps, building and nurturing your tribe. And this starts with maybe the hardest part for many, learning to ask for help.
It really is tough. We can blame embarrassment, shame, that deep-seated fear of rejection. But often, the key is just being direct. Clearly explain, what's bugging you and maybe what might help.
Just put it out there.
Yeah. And remember, people usually won't respond if they genuinely don't have the bandwidth. So try not to worry too much about being a burden. Often, people want to help, they just don't know how you need it.
And there are different ways to approach it, right, depending on the situation.
Totally.
Like if you're just feeling really down in your feels.
You could try something like, hey, I'm not really doing okay, but it would help just to talk to you.
Yeah.
Or maybe softer, I'm feeling a bit off lately, want to watch the game later. Sometimes you just need company, not advice.
Right, or just to vent, to word vomit, as some say.
Exactly. Or you can use humor, that asking without asking approach, like texting. Quick question, how much bed rotting is too much bed rotting? That trend of just staying in bed, feeling blah. Or, is Mercury retrograde making your month as nuts as mine? It uses relatable humor to open the door, subtly signaling you might need an ear.
Clever. And for lower stakes stuff.
Could be as simple as, can I be mean for a sec? Need to vent. Or just a direct, I need an assist. Like right now.
And even at work.
You can still be a direct but professional. I'm not quite sure how to juggle these new tasks. Could you help me prioritize?
Yeah.
Or, you're really good at X. Can I run something by you for a quick gut check? The main thing is being clear about the problem and how they might help once you've got their attention.
Okay, good examples. So beyond asking for help, what about actually finding your people and community? Where do we look?
Right. Well, in-person communities still offer something special, that unique level of connection.
Yeah.
Face-to-face fosters deeper trust. It has this real grounding effect.
Like coffee shop meetups, local clubs.
Exactly. Hobby groups, professional networking things, that physical presence, seeing expressions, hearing tone. It makes connections feel more robust, more memorable.
But we also live online so much now.
Absolutely. And online communities are incredibly valuable. They break down geography, offer 24/7 support, and you can find super niche groups for almost any challenge or interest. Think rare conditions, specific hobbies.
True. But is there a downside?
Well, it's crucial to maintain balanced technology use. Over-relying on just digital can sometimes increase loneliness if the connections feel superficial. You need that balance.
So maybe a mix.
That's often the sweet spot. The hybrid approach gives you the best of both worlds. Tangible, local support combined with the vast resources and diverse viewpoints online. Maybe you stay in touch online with friends you met locally or connect virtually with groups that share deep interests, but still make time for face-to-face when you can.
Okay, so where to start looking? Any specific ideas?
Sure. Join groups or events around your passions. Professional meetups, shared interest groups, online forums in your field. Also, don't underestimate reconnecting with people you already know and admire. A simple text like, "Hey, was thinking of you, miss catching up, why don't we make that happen?" could be really effective.
Just reach out.
Yeah. And hey, if you really can't find a group that fits, seriously consider starting your own. Chances are others are looking for the exact same thing.
Good point. Okay, so you find some people. How do you deepen those connections? You mentioned nurturing existing relationships and the power of vulnerability.
Yes. This is huge. Vulnerability. It's basically the willingness to expose our authentic selves, our real thoughts, feelings, fears, and insecurities. It's about letting people see behind the curtain, past the polished version we often present.
That sounds scary.
It can be, definitely. But it's precisely what builds trust. Sharing authentically creates safety, and it enhances intimacy. It lets you connect on a much deeper emotional level beyond just surface chat.
So how do you actually do that if it feels risky?
Start small. Share something personal, but maybe low stakes. A minor worry, a personal story that feels manageable. See how it lands. Build trust gradually as you get positive responses. And importantly, create a safe space by being a good listener yourself. Practice active listening. Respond without judgment when others share.
So it's reciprocal.
Absolutely. Express your own needs clearly too. Be patient with yourself and others. And try to encourage mutual vulnerability. Look, the fear of rejection or judgment, it's real, no doubt. But the rewards, deeper connection, real understanding, personal growth, they almost always far outweigh those risks.
Okay. That's helpful. And finally, let's touch on support groups. These seem like a very focused version of a tribe in action.
They really are. Peer support groups are basically individuals who share a common experience, maybe a health issue, an identity, tough circumstances, and they come together specifically to provide mutual emotional, informational, and social support.
What are their main goals?
The core aims are pretty profound, actually. Providing those crucial social connections, helping members find new information or coping strategies, building their capacity to handle challenges, and boosting confidence for self-advocacy, speaking up for their own needs.
And it's about giving and receiving.
Exactly. It's that dynamic of input and output. Everyone contributes, everyone benefits. I remember a great example from someone named Britton Geiter. She talked about how her friends adapted things to include her, like figuring out how to throw us on a four-wheeler for trail riding, just demonstrating that unwavering commitment and creative inclusion.
Wow. That's real tribe commitment, going the extra mile.
It really is. And practically, these groups can meet in person, online, hybrid, whatever works, different frequencies. And it's important that roles get shared so no single leader burns out. Everyone chips in to keep it going for the long haul.
Makes sense. Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive, let's just crystallize the main takeaways.
Yeah, let's bring it home. The core message is building a strong tribe isn't just, a nice to have, an optional extra. It's a fundamental necessity. For your mental health, your emotional health, your physical health, and for real personal growth.
Right. Connection actively fights loneliness. It provides that essential support, and it fosters our development, pushes our aspirations. And remembering those myths we busted your tribe doesn't have to look one specific way or last forever unchanged. Being agile, being open. Those are strengths here.
Absolutely. The journey through life, navigating all its ups and downs, dealing with purpose. It's just profoundly better richer and more sustainable when you do it together.
It really is about recognizing that maybe our greatest strength isn't just inside us as individuals.
But it's in that collective power we unlock when we have the courage to reach out and connect.
So here's a final thought for you listening right now. In a world that pushes individualism or makes you feel like everyone else has it figured out, what's one small, intentional step you could take this week? Maybe reach out for help. Reconnect with someone whose values really click with yours. Or just actively show some kindness to someone already in your circle. What step will you take to strengthen the unique, invaluable fabric of your very own tribe?